Hello, my name is Adam Sadiq, and what you see here is Temporal Trouble, a radically asymmetric two-player co-op. In this game you take on the role of an intrepid, time-traveling treasure hunter and their trusty time ship. I'm going to give you a brief overview of each role, and then show an advanced game state. The flow of this game is quite simple. The time ship takes 4 actions, and then the pilot does the same. After, enemies take their actions, which are automated. This continues for at most 15 turns, though the goal is to win before then. The first role that you can play as is the time ship. As the time ship, your goal is to fix yourself by clearing out all of your rooms, which are filled with errant resources, represented by 2 quirks, and scrap, as well as dangerous temporal anomalies. These cards are shuffled together and distributed in even decks into the 4 rooms. There are 20 cards each, so simply put, your goal is to draw all 80 cards. You have various actions that you can take to aid you in that goal. They are as follows. First, you can use a robot. To use a robot, you take the action printed on that card and then place the action marker on top of that robot. You can only use each robot once per turn. Next, you can buy from the market. The market is above the row of your robots, and in there are always going to be 2 robots and 2 items. Robots unlock more powerful abilities that you can replace your current robots with, or you can buy items, which are weapons and equipment that you can send to your partner, the pilot, to increase their power. You use scrap, one of the resources in the game, to buy these robots and items. Third action, you can use the flux capacitor, which holds dice. You roll all dice of one color and draw cards equal to the number of successes. There are 2 types of dice with different probabilities to succeed on each one. Each player will use the dice, and there's kind of a tug-of-war over those resources. Anomalies and other events will threaten these dice and move them to the ether, where you will have no access to them. However, you can bring them back with another action. By spending quirks, the other resource in the game, you can bring lost dice back to the flux capacitor. Finally, action 5, you can send resources to the pilot, those quirks and scrap, and they use them for different abilities other than you. The next side is the pilot, and as the pilot, your game mechanic is grid-based combat. Enemies, represented here by pirates, spawn and rush towards your ship, and you must defend them while searching for the treasures that you traveled to find. On this side, the actions that are available to you are, first, move 1 space in any orthogonal direction. Next, you can attack with one or both of your weapons with a single action. Each weapon has a range, the die color that it uses, and an amount of wear, a wear value that causes the weapon to break if it is met. To attack with the dice, attack with a weapon, you roll the dice associated with that and deal damage equal to the number of successes, which again are those filled in circles. Like I said, those weapons do take damage and can break, however they can be replaced by the time ship, or with another action you can fix weapons using resources, those quirks and scrap, to remove that wear. Next, you can build turrets on the board. Turrets are automated, fixed things with cards, which use dice, and they attack enemies and add an element of area control to the pilot's side. You may also move and fix turrets with later actions. Next, you can use equipment. In the item deck, the ship can buy from our equipment cards, which unlock new actions that the pilot can take. And those are actions that you can take throughout the game if you have the equipment. You can hold up to 2 weapons and 2 equipment at any time. Finally, 6, you can draw a loot card. These cards, the loot, are helpful cards that can turn the tide of battle in your favor. You gain these cards by killing enemies, or you can take this action to draw 1 card once per turn. After the pilot has taken their actions, enemies move and attack using the ranges shown on each card. Next, you spawn more enemies by drawing them from the enemy deck and rolling the spawn dice to determine which row or column that the enemy goes into. The further the game goes, the quicker enemies start to spawn. Make sure to defend the hull of the ship, because if enemies slip through, it causes damage. Now, I'm going to show you an advanced game state. So, on the side of the time ship, you can see that I've replaced many of my basic robots. Additionally, by clearing out fully a room in the ship, you gain a new robot slot, which you can place different robots on. And each time you use a robot in one of these rooms, you gain a powerful action that benefits the pilot. On the pilot side, I have upgraded weapons and gained new equipment. And I have also laid turrets onto the field. These help me defeat enemies, kind of help block their advance as well. At this point in the game, I am on turn 9 of 15, which means I am drawing 2 enemy cards, so the pressure is on. Overall, Temporal Trouble is a thematic, collaborative game with simple game flow and interesting decisions. Players can find replayability through new enemy modules, such as dinosaurs, or improve temporal anomalies for the time ship. Each game brings its own strategies and challenges, ensuring that Temporal Trouble stays fresh and exciting no matter how many times that you play it.